One of the favourite things that anyone's ever said to me, a collaborator, they described me to someone else as an audience payoff evangelist. And that made me very happy, because that's what the work is all about for me. It is about the audience. If people are going to spend time with me, with an event I've made, with a show that we've created, then they should be having a really good time. It should be super interesting. They should leave, ideally, wanting to help change the world. And that's why I really like working with scientists, because these researchers are researching, understanding ideas that are so far away from most people's experience, but they're going to have these really significant real-world impacts on us, on humanity, on our society. So we should be talking about those things, right? So yeah, that's the work I like to make. So I moved to Leeds in 1993 as a 19-year-old to study English at the university. I'd actually wanted to do theatre studies, didn't get a place on that course. So what I did was I just signed up for all of the modules on that course once I was in the university, and that is where I met all the beautiful, brilliant people that I then ended up founding the company with when we graduated. They're all still some of my best, most beautiful friends. And we stayed, we forgot to leave, we all lived together in the city, in various parts of the city. We got some amazing support from the legend that is Annie Lloyd, who at the time ran Leeds Met Studio Theatre, which doesn't exist anymore. It's been knocked down and sort of built on top of, but she programmed all of the alternative performance, live art, contemporary theatre work that made us want to become a company and to do it here. We then did loads of projects in schools. I'd like to say we've toured into every primary school, most secondary schools in Leeds, running projects there. We've run community projects all over the city. In 2004, we toured into the West Yorkshire Playhouse for the first time and presented all of our shows ever since there through to 2015, when after 3 years as a company in residence there, we moved out wanting to tour more hyper-locally to places in the city that were more meaningfully connected with their audiences, with local communities. So now we work all over. So like this summer, 2021, we've toured with our mobile HQ, the Space Shed, which is very cool. But we've taken it to lots of, doing it for free in car parks in Seacroft and the Constitutional in Farsley, to the Holbeck with our friends at Slung Low down in Holbeck. Trying to get out and into the city more and more. I think that's what we'll be doing more and more. And it's one of my favourite places. I don't live here anymore because life and death means that I had to move to be close to family, but I still spend a huge amount of time here. Some of my best friends are here, and I absolutely adore the community of incredible artists that make this one of the most vibrant places in the UK. So I remain really obsessed with science and scientists and finding out amazing new things there. That's going to always be something I think I'm obsessed with. But currently I am mostly obsessed with trying to be as positive an ally as I can be for my friends, my colleagues, some of the people that are experiencing the most extreme forms of prejudice at the moment. This is what I'm obsessed with, particularly at the moment. The trans community and people of the global majority. So I'm listening a lot and trying to work out how to be both more inclusive in my own work and also how to represent better, be more actively anti-racist and anti-transphobic in this current climate. So I'm really obsessed with that, with allying and stories, telling stories. Because that's the way that we describe the world to ourselves, to each other, and through them I hope we can create the best sort of long-lasting positive change. We used to say, when we started as a company, we used to say and write in like mission statements, we're not trying to change the world. Because we were scared of being called pretentious or, you know, why you can't change the world. And actually someone said to us, well, why do you what's the point? If you're not going to change the world, what's the point? So I think it's a big part of our job as artists, particularly as storytellers, because as I was saying before, stories are how we describe ourselves to each other. They're how we make sense of the world that we live in. And so as artists, we're trying to tell stories that either imagine new versions of reality or reimagine existing versions of reality. And so that's the way, so anyone coming to those stories, these new versions of reality, will hopefully come away from those experiences understanding the world to be a little bit different, that it's maybe a different colour or feeling, the world, the universe, to what it was before you had that experience. And so in that way, you are changed and you carry that change back out into the world. And you know, it's a privilege to try and, it's really fun to try and do that as well. I have been working with Unlimited for 23 years, and not all the time, but most of the time that has always been really exciting, super fun. I have hugely enjoyed, and it's been a massive privilege to work with the number of brilliant artists that I have over that time. But in honesty, right now, I've never been more excited because of the new artists that are joining us. I am huge fans of all of them as human beings and as artists, as creators. And all of the projects that they are planning, imagining, that we're going to be making are really extraordinary individually, and then together as a program of work, as a sort of shared collaborative vision for how we can tell these amazing stories, help change the world, have some fun whilst doing it. I think that's the thing that's really exciting to me right now. Going forwards with these other incredible artists to tell some really amazing stories.